A scientific man ought to have no wishes, no affections, a mere heart of stone. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. I have called this principle, by which each slight variation, if useful, is preserved, by the term of natural selection. Freedom of thought is best promoted by the gradual illumination of men's minds, which follows from the advance of science. The mystery of the beginning of all things is insoluble by us, and I for one must be content to remain an agnostic. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. It is those who know little, not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science. Man tends to increase at a greater rate than his means of subsistence. I am not apt to follow blindly the lead of other men. I love fools' experiments. I am always making them. In the long history of humankind, and animal kind, too, those who learned to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. We can allow satellites, planets, suns, universe, nay whole systems of universes, to be governed by laws, but the smallest insect, we wish to be created at once by special act. There is grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers, having been originally breathed into a few forms or into one. The very essence of instinct is that it's followed independently of reason. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. We can so rarely seize the flying minutes, they are so impatient of restraint. I have tried lately to read Shakespeare, and found it so intolerably dull that it nauseated me. It is the height of selfishness to merely consume what others create. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life.